and let them have dominion.
The kingdom of God is within people. It's the advancement of the people that is advancement
Because
of the kingdom.
faith must be backed by the assignment of this ministry is found from that verse where we.
You're onto a word encounter as Pastor David Ogbueli ministers God's word to you with simplicity and power. God bless you.
He created them to control the earth, to control the circumstances on earth, just like God controls the heavenlies.
No man will be able to stand before you all the days of your life. The Jews call it verbal audacity. They understand the importance of courage to economic advancement, economic way. It's not just carrying Harvard knowledge in your head. At the end of the day, the bold makes it. The bold makes it. When you stand your ground and refuse to be intimidated, the sea caves in for you. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Look at the second law the guy postulated. A body of mass subject to a net force undergoes an acceleration that has the same direction as the force and magnitude of the mass. The total force applied on the body is equal to the time derivative of the linear momentum. What they're saying is that anything you want to change, you must change the input before you can change the output. Another way, somebody said it this way: you can't keep doing the same thing you are doing and expect to get a different result. The guy calls it insanity. To keep doing the same thing. Change what you are feeding into your spirit. Change what you're feeding into your mind. Change your attitude. Then you change the overall result of your life. Don't keep sitting down in prayer expecting output to change when you have not adjusted input. It's the amount of force that decide the momentum of the object. Last thing he mentioned here is his third law, which is let me just put it this way: action produces reaction. He actually said that action and reaction are equal and opposite. If all every other thing, everyone says action produces reaction. You go to Galatians 6, you see it. Be not, God is not deceived. Whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall. So what it simply means, if I check my life, I don't like what I see, I have to go and adjust what I'm sowing in order to change what I'm reaping. If I fail to adjust the seed, I cannot correct the harvest. Your life now is a total summation of what you did with your yesterday. The kind of thoughts, the kind of decisions, the kind of values that have governed you till now. That's why one of the assignments said, why are you where you are now? Why is it that you are not yet where you want to be after all these years? It said the key is analyze their values, analyze the principles you've been living by. Find where you are violating laid down principles. List those things. Find the ones you did right that brought you the level of success that you have presently. Keep those ones. Keep doing it. Find the ones you violated that hindered you from being where you should have been. Correct it, and tomorrow will become better than yesterday. You can change adverse circumstances by changing what you do with God laid down laws. So failure is not permanent. Success is not permanent. The only thing that is permanent is principles. If you keep doing what has brought you the present success, you will keep succeeding forever. No amount of enemies deciding to shoot you down can bring you down. The same way, if you keep doing what has brought you the limitations and the failures, you will keep having those limitations. No amount of prayer can help you. But if where you are having failures and limitations, you are adjust and stop breaking the principles that are causing those problems and start implementing submission and obedience to principles, you also change your outcome. So success today can be turned to failure tomorrow by changing and breaking principles. All you need to do is change the things you've been doing well. Stop doing it. Turn away from them, and they will turn back. They will erase the progress you have made. You know, that is why the people that finally got the promised land after a couple of years lost it again. Moses told them ahead of time, the day you stop obeying these laws, the same way the land will vomit you out. So success can be permanent. You can be going from glory to glory by remaining disciplined in the application of the principles that has brought it in the first place. You can move to a higher level of success by finding other areas where you are having limitation, finding the principles you are violating, and start obeying them. They will move your success to even a higher level. Failure can be converted to success by adjustment in your obedience of principles. Failures are created by certain broken laws, certain laws that you have broken. All you need to do is discern it first, adjust what you're doing there, and yeah, you can change the outcome of your life. Let me say this in summary. The Bible is called the book of law. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. Project it. Is it not Joshua 1:8? Thou shalt meditate on it day and night. Then you shall make your way successful, and you will have what? Good success. Who makes his way successful here? You. 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 You make your way successful, you have good success. We all can do it. The Bible is a book of principles. God gave it to us to guarantee our success. Let's not just read it, let's practice it. Deuteronomy 28 says it this way: if you diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, to obey his commandment, then all these blessings will come upon thee, will pursue thee, and overtake thee. So people think it's just God doing something. No, it's diligently hearkening and obeying those principles that govern the flow of blessings. Amen. In your ministry, this is how you apply it. When people are newly saved and they are babies, you can give them 90% grace, 10% principles. Do more. God will do it for you. God will do that. That's their level. They are babies. As they start growing discipleship, you bring it to 50-50. You are now introducing solid food. Because principle is what is called mature man's food. As they now start moving to sonship, you make it 90% principles, 10% grace. When Satan said to Jesus, jump down from the pinnacle of the temple, he said, no. If I had not taken the body, I would do it. But now that I'm submitted myself to natural laws, I won't, because that will amount to tempting God. Anybody that keeps violating laws is tempting his maker, and you will be harmed by it. He refused to do it. He refused to do it. Command the stone to be said, and he will not do it. That's a long one, but it's important. Get me the other mic. I want to know what you think. How important is this? How important is this? Yeah, where's the mic? Yes. If I'm to address grace now, you will start doing the balance. You are used to that one. You need to be pushed to the other whatever before you can find your equilibrium. I told them, I said, because there are other people who do this, so you see them, Japanese, Chinese, who just take principles, even kingdom prayer, and they're running with it, and they're doing well. They are creating success, but they lose life. So he said, what's the difference? I said, if you take principles and ignore the principle, it's like the letter without the spirit. You remember where he said the letter killeth? Eh? Without the spirit. A lot of people are like that. Something will be missing, and that is called life. Something will be missing, that is called grace. Something will be missing. A number of other things too will go wrong on the basis of that. If you take the principles and ignore the person of Jesus, ignore the Holy Spirit, ignore, is like a body without the spirit. It's like a car without a driver. Is the car fine? Yes. Why is it not moving? It's like a universe without God. Okay. I believe you got that. I want to know what you think. How important is this? Bring the mic here. Bring the mic here. I have some professors here. Oga, what do you think? Yes.
Praise God. Praise the Lord. So in fact, I'm so privileged and I'm so happy to be part of this lesson. It worth millions. Even if I don't go through ordination, what I've gotten here is my life. I'm just happy. This has opened my eyes. I have some knowledge of some things and no application. And I'm very grateful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for not just the opportunity to speak, but the opportunity to sit here. For me, I'm hearing some of the things I'm hearing now, and I'm hearing for the first time. Thank you so much, sir. There have been some beliefs or some pictures I have about this truth and grace. And let me say, for a greater percentage of my Christian life, I've always done it on grace. And some major things happened in my life. And I guess God orchestrated this meeting to change certain things in me. Because please allow me to go say a little of those things that happened. Sometime last year, I felt I had the greatest tragedy of my life, losing my mother and my brother in 14 days. So, and while you were speaking, I began to go back to what happened. And I saw that what I actually did was trying to keep them on grace, forgetting the truth. Like
they were sick.
Yes, my mother was hypertensive. But each time I'm praying, and the unction is, I'll go and lay hands on her. And beside laying hands, she's drinking beside her. I'll just lay hands.
This has killed a lot of people. There are a lot of believers that are dead because they didn't get this balance. A lot of them who should be here doing great things. Yes.
I will pray, and sometimes I have opportunity of driving you. There's something I do when I drive you. I'll say it here. Each time I drive you, after you finish preaching, I take your handkerchief. I see it as a connection. So when I take it home, my mother knows. She expects it.
Now I know where all my handkerchiefs have been going. Ah.
My mother knows. So whenever I'm coming, she will ask me, "Is your boss coming?" I'll say yes. So and even if it takes me 4 days to come back, once I come back, she'll come and knock. I know what she's looking for. I just give it to her. She'll just place it on her head and she'll begin to connect. Say, because of this, let his heat heal my headache, heal my distance. And after doing that, the headache will go. In the next minute, you will hear her shouting. No rest. No, some of those things. And when she eventually died, I felt a little bad. But now, those things are beginning to open up some other aspect of it that was not actually God's fault.
Watch me. If something is, I feel something wrong with my body, I check the first basic laws. If I'm overstretched, I've not got enough, I'll just go and balance it. Normally, it regulates immediately. But if I notice that this is not a little, I just go for test. I won't yet exercise power. The reason is that if you exercise power and stop it, you keep doing what caused it. You have not solved your problem. Until you have adjusted the input, anything you did on the output is just a manipulation. It will come back. Let me give you an example. My mom came, kidney, whatever. I prayed for her. She was healed. A year or something after, I was preaching in the stadium anywhere. She came back again with the same thing. Hey, it has come back. And this time the pain has increased. I said, forget. You need to get to lab and hospital. We'll carry you to Lagos. When they found out what it was, kidney stones. I asked them, find the component. They say it's calcium and whatever. I say it's calcium one. I say, what is it? He said, that they came to visit her and brought all kinds of milk. Like she just drinks it every morning, every whatever. An adult does not drink milk like that. That's when you are babies. That thing that converts it and breaks it, it doesn't work anymore. So it's not converting it to calcium stones. And they have to now, and they block up your whatever, you can't pass urine. A baby is drinking that thing, whatever you drink in the morning, you drink in the evening. So this time around, we dealt with it and she kept her healing. Because now she has eliminated what she was doing. You see, principle-based approach to life. Somebody has stroke. They brought him to crusade, he got healed. 2 years after, he had another stroke. And second stroke are usually very fatal. He had another stroke. Why? First stroke was caused by clogging of the arteries. Or it might be high blood pressure. What clogs the arteries? Saturated fats. Where do you get saturated fat? Like I was in Benin the other time. I visited a family. They gave me this egusi soup. Before you reach the real soup, it's oil, palm oil, that fills half of the plate. You put your garri like this, it's oil that you've... Hey, while you are young, you can be playing with that. As you get to a certain age, you are going to have the result, the output of all those impurities. Arteries are clogged up. Because check that thing, while they warmed it, it's flowing red oil. But whenever the weather comes and you see how it congeals, that's what it does in your arteries. And then blood is forcing to pump. They can't because they are blocking all the holes. So the pressure, blood pressure rises. And then something blocked. Bah! It says stroke. That part is knocked out. So, okay, you have used supernatural to deal with it. Opened it. PM just did whatever, the thing opened. Guess what? Because grace, he has not learned the laws of, he returns back and continues with his. 2 years after, he creates the same problem. He said, I lost my healing. You didn't lose your healing. Foolishness took the healing. It's either ignorance or where people know, but they will not pay the price of discipline. The same with money. Breakthrough. 1 million. And I was just giving it. 6 months after, you're broke again. You want another manner. God gave them that manna for a while because they were in that bush. When they got to where life was, the civilization, manna stopped dropping. Let's get one more feedback or two before we. Yes, sir. No.
Sir, thank you very much for all you've shared with us. I just want to share a word picture that I wrote here. I said that the grace of God is like a flowing river. People enjoy staying inside it and swimming in this grace. And the river can do a lot of things for the people. They can take a bath, fish, cook, and drink. But when someone begins to discipline that river, build a dam across that river, build a system of boundary around that river, harnessing the power of that flowing river, that then the potentials of that river is unleashed, as a whole city can be powered, opening the door to unimaginable possibilities, electricity, industries, and all kinds of things. Yet that river has always been there. They've been flowing in it, getting some benefits from it, but they never were able to tap into a tenth or even 100 of the possibilities that that river possesses, because they are unable to discipline it by putting a leash around those powers and building a system to realize its potentials.
That's mine. That's amazing. That's just it. That is just it. If you guys get this, if you see where you will get to in life, if you see where you get to, and God is there looking for men, He will showcase. He will showcase. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. I'm a medical doctor. I'm also a pastor. Growing up, I was in the healing ministry. I studied a lot about the healing evangelist, and I started praying for the sick before I got into med school. Medical school was a tough struggle because there were a lot of things people were doing, flowing power and breaking so many laws. And you come into medical school and you're being told a lot of principles to keep. So it was like two giants fighting within me. There were times I wanted to leave school because it was hard combining the two. I said, Lord, why are you putting me through this? Principles and power. It was tough. But later, I started studying and I saw, the lives of people. Like you talked about the 120 healing evangelists in the Voice of Healing. About 3 remained at the end: Rex Humbert, Kenneth Hagin, and Oral Roberts. These Kenneth Hagin and Oral Roberts, as you said today, the main thing that kept them was principles. For instance, at the time, even Jesus appeared to Kenneth and told him, stop fasting the way you were fasting. Reduce the number of, he used to do 3 days at a stretch.
If you look at the other one too, where he almost died,
yes,
it was after preaching and heating up his body, he would go in the cold. You also instructed him about and called witnesses. Next time you do it, you'll be dead. Even called for the wife to be part of the witness. And when he got those witnesses, the power of God lifted him back.
So it's amazing. He obeyed Jesus. Or Robertson is the one I'm now understanding my own. Because what I'm saying is, as we are teaching today, I just relaxed. I said, now I've discovered my purpose. It's defined now. I know why I'm where I am now. Because Oral Roberts built a university, but inside there he built City of Faith with a bronze statue that has 2 hands in front, the hands of healing. One hand was the hand of prayer. The other one was the hand of medicine. And this man was not a doctor, and he understood the balance. That's why he stayed till a very old age.
And you know what? They trained a lot of medical missionaries.
Yes.
Send them around the world. They achieve far more results than normal missionaries. The house used to say it this way. He said, I lay my hands on your head. The doctor lays the needle in your buttocks, and God performs the healing. It's as simple as that.
So,
Paul planted, Apollos watered, and God gives the increase.
So thank you, sir, because we are hearing what we are hearing, not from a doctor. Pastor, you really amaze me sometimes. When you talk like this, even me that I'm a doctor, I need to go and study because you're so well read. And this is what has saved a lot of, most American preachers are living to old ages now because they have personal doctors, they go to hospital and all those things.
See, Abraham bring all those ones that teach cook you 10, take fish oil, cod liver oil, take all that. I they take them for home, in case you don't know.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my
God
dear.
bless you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, yes. Okay, after the guy, you can. Yeah. I see an army that will make God proud. I don't know if you can see what is going on, where these things are leading to. Aye. Yes.
Yeah, Pastor, I want to say thank you very much, sir. I'm not just saying this because you are here. It's something I constantly saying. I even said it to Pastor Jerry and most of my friends. There's something, I don't know. You're more than a pastor, you're a teacher. In fact, when I go to programs to speak at times, when I consult, and they are like, oh, wow, lots of wisdom. I say, you've not met my mentor yet. Everything. And they'll be like, who? And I tell them, pastor. I say, pastor. It looks very different than very well. But to me, pastor is not a pastor. He's just to me, he's a scientist, he's a pastor, he's a teacher. I'm serious. I know what I'm saying. Because it's not just people like us that don't just tread on just being in church. We're always outside and in the church too. When you step out, you see what I'm talking about. I've not seen a man of God that is as balanced as pastor. Oh my God, it's so amazing and mind-blowing. That's the gospel truth. I want to appreciate you, pastor, for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, when you're talking about this principle, I started applying it because I've been privileged to go to one or two ministries around. There's some places you go to, you practically cannot even see. Let me just be very frank with you. There's no ministry that I've seen in Nigeria that loves God's presence at Dominion City. I'm being frank. That's the gospel truth. But guess what? These people, they don't even operate the presence and principles of new creation reality up to 5%. You go there, you keep hearing noise. But guess what? They have large congregation, large whatever. But when you now look closely, you see packaging. You see the packaging of the man of God. You see delivery. You see the way they handle time. You know, time is a major factor. Time actually,
very important.
Very, very important because most men of God overdo some things at times. Sunday services are meant to be marketing services and not where you do discipleship. Most times you take off, fly for 2 hours and whatever. At the end of the day, the church members that you have are even running away and stuff like that. It's a marketing service. There's what we call packaging, delivery, and things like that. And before you know what's happening, only that thing is what the pastors have. And you see growth. You see massive. You see people coming in and out. Meanwhile, you have the Spirit of God. We speak in tongues. Oh my God, the worship in Dominion City is something else that's meant to take the things that we are doing to another level entirely and things like that. So when Pastor was saying, Pastor said 90% yesterday, today he provoked. He said 98%. It's only 2% that is grace. I said, oh Jesus Christ. Oh Lord mercy. With each passing day, another dimension is coming out and whatever. I said, oh my God, this is it. This is just it and whatever. In fact, I'm so happy that I am here. This more than a post encounter for me. It's a life encounter. Because what pastor has said this weekend, even just today, oh my God, it's just mind boggling. There's one the pastor was preaching, he said something. He said, you want to hold a program, a crusade, and you know it's rainy season, and you go out in the open air, and you start binding the rain. What happened to the horse that are available? There are horses that take 5,000, take whatever. Simple knowledge, simple wisdom. The pastor now said another one today about security. He said you are in your house. Intelligence should tell you that you should put military men. If you don't have police, put security men out there. Now before the armed robbers would think of moving, already God would have told you what to do. Either to jump first or to whatever. Simple application of wisdom. What it simply means is that we should not just put everything on God and whatever. My life has been transformed. I mean, I'm seeing lots of dimension to different areas and whatever. It's not just about opening your mouth and saying, I am healed, I am strong. There are laws to apply. There are things to whatever. In so many diverse areas. If I keep talking now, I'll keep talking because what Pastor has shared. And thank God I'm standing up. He's a wonderful one. He's entering very, very well. No sleep, nothing. Pastor, I want to say thank you, sir. It's mind-boggling. God will bless you forever. That's my prayer.
Why? God designed the world in such a way that he should walk without him having to interfere. Why? He's a system-oriented God. God is the originator of the rule of law, not the rule of man. So that if somebody steals here in Enugu, Jonathan doesn't have to come to catch him. There are systems in place here that will catch him here in Enugu without Jonathan knowing that he's in prison. That's how God operates. So when your wife gets pregnant, it's God that gave the baby, but it's not really God that gave the baby. God did it through the laws he put into motion. That's how even mad people are getting pregnant. Even teenagers that are not yet ready are getting pregnant. That's how you know that there is no illegitimate child. The only thing you have is illegitimate parents. You know why? If you go to Mercedes company now and they have 20 pieces of 2011 E-Class, the procedure is you pay, they give you the receipt, you take the car and go. But you go there and maybe with gun or without whichever other means, take one of those cars out in town. You've stolen it. Nothing is wrong with the car. Something is wrong with the person who stole it. If the police catch you, they will recover the car. The car is valuable. It's still Mercedes what? Car. But the thief has violated the principle. So a baby can come out of wedlock, out of fornication, out of rape. The baby is still God's what? Baby, with nothing wrong with his destiny. But the process of stealing the thing through the back, instead of entering into marriage covenant first, makes it wrong. And you can go to jail. That fornication will be punished, but nothing is wrong with the child. To say, my mom had this thing and that's how I was born, that's why you're walking around with whatever. Forget that, my friend. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Let me leave it at that. But somebody was trying to say something. Yes. I have to close. We need to do a breakout. Remember, this is a count. Okay.
Yeah, just want to say a quick one, sir. Thank you very, very much. Like I said yesterday, we pastored the Teens Church, and I pastored it for 6 months, and I was, let me use the word, getting frustrated because I was seeing visibly people were going through difficulties. And I was wondering what the problem was. And I asked this person, are you working? He said, no, you're looking for a job. What's happening? And everybody has, just a very few of them actually have what they were doing. So I now, after the 6 months, I now decided to divide the service into two. So we have a normal service, and I had a service where I was teaching them principles for success. And we started doing that. And we give ourselves a target. And I give an instruction that all of you should have a service or something you provide, because value is only given for something that you have. And we got some books, and what we did was to treat the books and personal experiences I share with them, and it has been amazing because close to 6, 7 of them already have something they are doing where they are providing a product or a service that they are providing so that they can get something in exchange, and it has been a wonderful experience. So when I heard what you were saying, initially I was saying, are you okay? Why should you have 2 services in a service? Why should we preach the normal message. At times I don't preach. I ask one of the leaders to preach, then I will come and take the success principles. And that's, I was wondering, is it, but the way you just explained it, I now discovered that's where the balance needs to be, where we have grace and we also have to take the principles. Thank you very much, sir.
If you continue like that, separating the ones that don't have job, run entrepreneurial class, run some of these things on job creation and all that, that's how you can lead everybody to the promised land. If you stay with praying for them and declaring breakthrough, only 2 out of 100 will get to the promised land. When you finally have 100 people testifying, check the number that are untestifying. And let me tell you, if you truly want to see people helped, you must have been worried about preaching to people, praying for people, and things are not. Are you understanding? You see, the same people that are fighting at home, marriage is scattering. It's not. When somebody comes to you and say, we're having marriage problem, don't just say, I release grace on this marriage. The grace on Pastor Sarah and Pastor the grace will. No, it's not grace that is making us. We are obeying. We are clear ones. You see that? Last, please, I want us to go to breakout. Yes, please.
Sir, thank you very much for this rare opportunity. I'm so grateful. A lot of things I've heard this weekend has really changed my life, and I really can't wait to get out of this place, to start, working towards them. You made a statement about the Jews. You said that one thing they have working for them is verbal audacity. And I remember
You
something that
can't
happened.
intimidate a Jewish man. That's in they told Joshua.
And I remember something that happened there recently. You know, one of the nations that enjoys a good rapport, good security, and whatever, networking with the US is Israel. And then recently, Obama was talking on a Thursday. He said that he's proposing a time when Israel will return to the pre-1967 borders, you know, with the Palestinians and the rest of them. It shocked me when I came to the office the next morning, being Friday, to see that Benjamin Netanyahu was already in Washington, in the White House, to get clarification from Obama himself. As in, some of the wars didn't go well with him. He didn't stay in Israel to pray. He didn't just assume. He didn't even call. He made an effort. But other nations of the world will try to see how diplomatic, how they will try to figure it out, and all, the rest of them. He didn't allow things to be, you know, to be left for chances. He took the principle. He took something he knew. You went there, and Obama had to start retracing some of the statements he made. He had to start correcting, start doing some, you know, image laundry and some other whatever, just to help himself also, because the man he talked about is already in his house, harassing him. Why are you saying this? Why is this thing affecting Israel? Why are you talking like this? How do we go back to whatever land that have already been gotten by conquest and the rest of them? You know, that really taught me a lesson. That really balanced a whole lot that have been happening in my mind and in the course of this teaching. I'm grateful, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. If we don't take action, God is not going to take any. All this binding and losing, you know the way we use it is, Satan will bind you. Let me also tell you what it means. Whatever you permit, heaven permits it, whether it's bad or good. But if you say this will not happen, well, I'm stop, heaven will also stop it. Have dominion over the earth. I noticed that the next day, the president flew to UK. He was meeting with the Queen and some of those other. That's Obama. You know what that man did? He went to address the Congress. Republican, all of them together. And made it clear that Israel is not budging. And when he finished, everybody was clapping for him.
Have you been impacted by this message? Please share your experience with Pastor David Ogbueli. Email address dominionimagemediayahoo.com or call 01792 6879 0803 435 7959 0803 590 9900.